Yes, soulmates.
So, darling, what is your definition of love?
An unconditional feeling for someone.
It's acceptance.
Safety, security, and passion.
Love is sacrifice and love is a choice.
It's a frame of mind and a way of being.
Yeah.
Is having an everlasting appreciation for someone.
You can only love others if you do deeply love yourself first.
When you, even with your parents or your friends, like, to love them, you have a passion for them, and I think that defines what love is in like the broader scale of things. Yeah.
Like that.
What was your first love encounter?
Oh.
I think for me, my first encounter with love would be my parents.
Probably my parents.
Seeing the way my parents worked and seeing how, you know, they went through life constantly having the people that they cared for in their mind.
Yeah.
That for me was how I first encountered love.
Yeah, I would say my family came to mind. I'm really lucky. I've got 2 sisters I'm really close to, and my parents very close.
My dad's, it was a different type of love. I was a proper, you know, daddy's girl. We did everything together, and he poured so much love into me. And I think that now translates into our adult relationship.
Obviously, being immigrants and moving to this country, both of them had degrees and yet they were working as cleaners, you know, just working 3 or 4 jobs trying to make sure that they could provide. And that's why for me I said love was sacrifice, because I see it as dedicating parts of yourself to making sure that the person you're trying to show love to feels what you're trying to show.
I would also say myself.
Yeah.
I think now I'm at the point where I am in love with myself, and it's taken a long time to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say myself as well. I'll be my first.
That's really
sort of
beautiful.
love.
When was the first time love hurt you?
When was the first time love hurt me? My automatic inclination is to go to like my first heartbreak in a romantic relationship, but really, I'd say the first time love hurt me was with friends.
One of my best friends at the time really hurt me with their actions, and you know, I saw her as someone who would be in my life forever.
Yeah.
And like no one really talks about friendship heartbreak and how like that hurts just as much, because you know, like if you break up with a romantic partner, everyone's so sympathetic and they care, but when friends fall out, it's like, oh, they fell out, but it's the same kind of pain. But yeah, yours.
Well, I think my first rough, painful experience is when my grandfather passed.
Wow.
He was my everything since I was raised by a single mother.
I'm sorry to hear.
It's okay. And then it was tough. And then I lost a friend. So again, like those are like kind of taboo things that you talk, you don't talk. And I was in London at the time, so I was not even able to be there with them, and it was tough.
Yeah. Has society affected your perception of love?
Definitely.
That's a good question.
Has society affected my perception of love? Wow.
I think I try to like close off as much as possible to too many like society things. I don't know if that makes sense as such, but I just feel like there's a lot of narratives that aren't necessarily that helpful, and that can be about love, it can be about identity, but I try and kind of get my understanding through how I feel, through conversation and through reading.
There's so many taboos about what is love, how you have to act, or get a career, get married, like all these expectations.
I think when I was a bit younger, I had a jaded view of what love was and what it meant, but now I'm older, I've realised that there's different ways you can be loved.
It's kind of like coming back to what we discussed, that you've you know, consumed a lot of content, be that literature and cinematography, or like obviously now social media. But it's just great that if you keep that natural curiosity, but also yourself at kind of like at the center of how your exploration is going, then you're actually able to learn quite a lot without, you know, kind of getting yourself maybe too deep into that, or setting kind of expectations that are not based on what's really important to you.
How have women shaped your idea of love?
Oh, I love this question.
Women are the blueprint of how love should be shown, especially in society. I think whether you're looking at across cultures, you're looking across countries, no matter where you look, you'd see that women's love is kind of like, it's the kind of foundation for how love is shown, especially because of the mother and nurturing side of women.
With my friends, we've, grown up with each other, we've gone through all the changes together, we've supported one another, and it's definitely taught me that love is patient.
Yes.
I feel like I've learned so much through my friends, because you have the safe space to have transparent conversations, so you can honestly say how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And also when people tell you how they're feeling in a safe space,
Yes,
and you're
definitely.
like, oh yeah, I felt that as well. Or you learn about yourself through other people, and like through having spaces to have those open conversations, I think. So I've definitely learned a lot about love through my friends.
It's a fantastic space to be yourself with someone that you're really close, with a friend who really gets you, and just have this amazing connection.
Yeah.
From childhood to womanhood, how has your idea of love changed?
How has it changed? I focus less on, like I said, I was definitely someone who was into fairy tale love, but now it's more about focusing that energy on myself and making sure that I am in love with myself first before I try and love somebody else, because I know that can create so many problems, and that has definitely been shaped by the people that I'm around, the women, the wonderful women that I've been around as well, and it's definitely taught me to try and channel that energy to myself and put myself in situations where I can feel that for myself and project that onto others as well.
I've been brought up on all this literature and all the novels, and only there's tons of Disney films, and you watch as a child and you have this very kind of specific idea of how it works for you, because there's so many, I don't know how about you, all the classics like Little Mermaid and Aladdin and things like that, when there's someone who kind of comes into your life and then sweeps you off your feet and you're completely just taken aback by everything that's happening to you. That kind of a thing, that sort of almost like an expectation was deeply embedded in me. And then as you I guess grow up and you start realizing that actually there's very much different layers that might have not been necessarily covered by cinematography or literature. And yeah, I know what you mean.
Whether it's being in love or loving people, I think from childhood to womanhood, I've just learnt to be vulnerable with it. I don't think I was vulnerable when I was growing up. There would always be some kind of wall or barrier when it came to loving people, because I didn't want to be hurt, but I think that's a part of being in love and loved as well. There's so many painful things that can come from love, whether it be, the person that you're with or a friend or a family member is sick, for example. It can physically hurt you because they're going through so much pain, and that's love at the same time. It's not always going to be all roses. So yeah, that's definitely changed for me.
The final question. Okay, this is a good one. Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes. That's it.
That's it. Yes, so do I.
Oh my God.
I do. I think there is someone out there for everyone. I don't feel like there's maybe one particular person. It could be multiple people, but there is a soulmate out there for everyone. And I can't wait to experience that.
I want to say yes, but also it's kind of it's a no as well.
I believe that soulmates don't just exist romantically, but they exist in friendships. There are people that you kind of need to take you to the next level in what you're meant to be doing in life, or to even just show you parts of yourself. Because I feel like soulmates are not just, they're separate people, they're like mirrors, just like the mirror's separate to you, but your own reflection is visible in it. So they're able to show you parts of yourself.
It's not really you meet someone and then you don't have to put the work in. Because I have a feeling that a lot of the time this word is connected to sort of effortless being with someone. It's you just click, and it's you're so lucky to meet someone. You're yeah, but I've also put a lot of work in it.
Yeah.
Or it's you probably never argue. It's just of course there are
disagreements and challenges
exactly.
and things. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think we have multiple soulmates, and that's that. On that.